What's up, sisters? It's your girl Tony, and I am here to do this week's workshop on self-esteem. We're in our self-esteem mode today, and I am going over: do you really like yourself? That was the topic of the worksheet that I gave you as homework. What I'm going to do is every show I'm going to talk about the exercise that was given you as homework. So last week I gave you the exercise to do 25 things you liked and 25 things you did not like about yourself, for you to really start going deep on understanding who you are and dealing with your self-esteem. So that's how I'm going to do it. So I'll give you the homework, and then the next week is when we'll talk about it, and hopefully you will have finished the worksheet and it'll make more sense. So, as I said, this week we're dealing with: do you really like yourself? Now, I know there are divas out there and a whole bunch of folks that's you couldn't possibly be talking about me. I love myself. Yeah, you could. But sometimes, as I talked about last week, sometimes those are defense mechanisms that you use to cover up things that you don't feel so good about. And we all have had drama. We all have gone through some stuff. We've all maintained. That's the beauty of being a sister. You all know that we handle it. We get things done. We make it through, because we've never had the luxury of having somebody taking the hit for us. Very seldom, because our men are under the same stressors, the same oppression that we're under, so they couldn't even be men, a lot of them. Now, I'm not taking up for them, but I'm just saying today we're going to talk about us. I'm not going to get into Kevin Samuels, okay? So, today, as I said, do you like yourself? Now, if you did the exercise, most people usually can rattle off 25 things they don't like about themselves easily. Okay? Because we've been programmed. The way our culture is, we dwell way more on negatives than on positives. So therefore, usually people can rattle off the 25 things they don't like, but coming up with 25 things they do like is difficult. And I don't mean I like my thumb and I like my forefinger and I like, when you start using body parts or whatever no. I mean 25 distinct, different things you like about yourself. And it's taken me my entire life, my 60 years, to get to the point where I could easily feel both. If anything, now I'm starting to have a hard time finding the 25 things I don't like, because I like me. As the picture says, I love me, actually. When you fall in love with yourself, nothing's better. Nothing's better. Okay, so the reason why I asked you to do this is for you to even deal with how you feel about yourself. Okay, because self-esteem is really what all has come together, be it your relationship with parents, with co-workers, with your girlfriends, with siblings, other family men, all that has contributed to how you feel about yourself. All of it. Okay, and so that makes you think, okay, and then how you feel about yourself then is how you deal with stuff. It's how you cope. It's how you maintain. It's your attitude. It's your even how far you get in your career or your education or whatever. All that is dictated by how you feel about yourself. Okay? And so, and then we already know the big one, like your relationships, your romantic relationships. Okay? Those are all affected by how you feel about yourself as well. Because if you don't think you deserve very good people, you won't get them. If you keep ending up with the same type of person over and over and over in your relationships, you are the common denominator. So it's you. If you can't say, all these people ain't shit, blah, 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 then maybe you need to stop and look at yourself and say, what is it about me that I'm attracting this stuff? You attract what you think about yourself. Because if you have a higher self-esteem, you won't deal with drama and nonsense. But if you look like, well, he fine. Well, I might can deal with a little bit of that. I might can deal that he ain't got a job right now, but that's okay. Well, that is what it means, what you're going to end up with, what type of person, and not even just romantically. Your job, your relationships with other people, all that is dictated by how you feel about yourself. And this is when, like, during these workshops, we're going to start peeling that onion and looking at some more layers as to why you may feel the way you do about yourself. You have to go inside and understand things that have happened to you, how you've dealt with it, etc. So basically, look at your list. When you get done off here, go back and look at your sheet and look at those 50 things. Now, usually you can look and start seeing patterns. Like, are most of the things you don't like about yourself, are they physical? Does it have something to do with your intelligence? If you read through them, you will start finding patterns. Same thing with what you like about yourself. If everything you like about yourself is physical, or maybe most of the things you like about yourself has to do with your income, or does it have to do with, your education, whatever. Usually that's only a few, but still you can start seeing patterns in yourself. And that's what I want you to do, to go back and think again about what you wrote and try to see if there's any patterns you can pick up about yourself and what you think about yourself. Because this, like I said, this is just for you, your eyes only. Be honest with yourself. You cannot run from yourself. You cannot bullshit yourself. You should be able to look at those lists and really go one by one to really figure it out of what you really feel, and not the BS, not the fake mask that you put on for everybody else, not any of that. It's time, sisters, to really get down to the nitty gritty, and look at yourself and what you need to do to become more happy and to become more confident in yourself and to understand what your purpose is. Now, it's taken me a while, but I've gotten there. I know all the stuff I had to deal with and try to unpack, based on a lot of the events in my life. Okay, I'll be perfectly honest with y'all, and I share this all the time about how I was raped when I was 6 years old by 2 boys. Okay, now that I'm older and I can look back, I can understand now why I did some of the things I did. I was very much like an overachiever, or I had to be the life of the party, or I had to be the person that everybody liked, and I had to this and that. But a lot of that was based on myself, where I did not feel worthy. I did not feel that I was important, or that my feelings had value. I learned at that point how to push everything back, don't deal with it, and just survive and maintain and not really deal with myself. It was years before I even cried over my father's death. what did I do? Just like when being raped, I learned to pack it up, push it back, forget about it, don't think about it, keep moving forward. Okay? And if any of you all are following my other series I'm doing on intergenerational trauma, you will find that's what many of us have done over generations. Where our mothers and their mothers all had to deal with some of the same stuff. And what did they do? They packed it up, wrapped it, pushed it back, maintained, because they always knew they had to be there for their kids, to be there for their family. So they didn't have the luxury of breaking down. Some of them, it made some of us really mentally unhealthy. And then others, it got us through. Okay, so we are phenomenal women that have been through so much. And that's why we need to support each other and to, like I said, own up and deal with your own stuff. Then you don't have to worry about somebody else hurting you or dealing or whatever, because you know who you are. You know your strengths. You know your weaknesses. You know what you can bring to the table, and you're done. There's no need to be jealous. There's no need to be have an attitude. There's no need to be angry. There's no need for none of that. When you know who you are and how much you are loved, okay, if you don't even want to admit it or you feel like nobody else does, then you need to know that you love yourself. You got to do whatever it takes to get you to that point so you can be a healthy person, so you can live up to your fullest potential. That's what all this stuff is about. It's about healing. It's about loving. It's about having an abundant life. Don't you know, when you get rid of all that stuff and you don't have a whole bunch of negativity coming at you like that how you can flourish and grow and love, and without, love unconditionally, basically. Where it's not always conditions and if this, then that, then blah, blah, blah. Be you. If you can just be. That's the key here. And that's what I hope you're going to get out of this series. Okay? It's going to be how you can deal with all of your stuff and come out on top and come out a better person and a more loving person. Okay, because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. But the greatest of all, love of all, you got to love yourself. And then you can love other people. You're not really loving nobody else if you don't love yourself. You're obsessed with other people. You're, putting all their needs before yours, or, you're not free. It's a freedom in being able to love. It really is. It took me a long time to get there, but I understand that now. Okay, so, like I said, go back to your sheet, go back. Maybe you need to think about some things some more and put it down. And then, like I said, go back and really kind of look at some patterns and see if you see anything. And then that'll be the key to what you can start working on in yourself to get you where you need to go. Okay, and you already got some beautiful things about yourself and some good stuff about yourself already. I'm not trying to act like everything's horrible and, I'm so messed up. Yeah, I need a little therapy. I'm crazy. But we all are, honestly. So it's okay. Everything is okay. It's okay. If you gotta cry, I'll tell y'all, I used to couldn't even look in the mirror at myself. It was just like, oh, God, ooh. I didn't like myself. Okay? Not the way I should. Which now, honey, don't even try it, baby girl. But I'm just saying, it's a process. It's things you got to go through and to clear out of your system to get to your best self. And that is what we're going to do here. So, as I said, with this whole series, we're going to deep dive into a lot of this stuff, and you're going to find out stuff about yourself you didn't even really think about before. But that's what this is for us to deal with that and get healed, get happy, be the queen, the beautiful sister you were put here to be. That is what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. And then that is when we can really support each other the way we should. Okay? So I thank you for coming through, looking at this video. Please like and subscribe and pass it on. If you're not in our group, please do. All the links are in the description of this video. And so, come on into our community and let's build it. It's building. We're almost to 100 people now. So that is excellent. So let's just keep doing this. And cause honey, we need some love and support. In these days and times with all this drama, it's really an opportunity for you to love yourself more and love other people more. And that is the only thing that's going to get us through all this garbage. So I will see y'all. The way I'm doing it in our group is every other week. So next week we'll be back to our beauty videos, and then the week after that I come back to self-esteem. So they go every other week, and then therefore we can keep everything covered, and we can start working on our beauty and all of that too. So thank you again, and I'll see you next time.